So it's me, Kiana. Today's video, I'm bringing you this look. This is going to be my next installment to my one brand tutorial, which is something I haven't done in quite a while. But wouldn't you know, this entire face was done with Estee Lauder cosmetics products. Yes, thank you very much. But even more importantly, this look was completely composed of all sample products. And you know, us as makeup junkies, we love to collect samples. But I have an idea. Why don't you go through your stash and use the samples? Yeah, an idea, right? I was very, very surprised that I actually had enough products that I could actually pull this look completely together. I think it's very, very modern, still very, very elegant, still very Estee Lauder-esque, but at the same time, I did add a few of my own favorite touches, which is something that you should really do as well with samples. So, if you want to see how I got this look, just continue to watch. First, I'm actually going to start this look using my Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. This is an amazing serum that really allows the skin to have its optimal environment for repair. Then I'm actually going to move into using my newest product, skincare product. This is the New Dimension Shape and Feel Expert Serum. It is the only product on the market that allows you volume as well as sculpting ability. Next, I'm actually going to use a little bit of primer. Normally, I don't use a primer, but again, this is Estee Lauder. I did have this in my stash. This is a mattifying primer, and it really allows the makeup to last all day long. And then finally, I'm actually going to go in with my Resilience Lift Moisturizer. This does have collagen and elastin boosters in it to keep the skin nice, tight, and firm. And of course, it does have an SPF of 15. Blend that all in, and next I'm actually going to use a sample product. This is my Double Wear. I want to say this is level 3. It's a tester that I have. Of course, the camera is actually showing this in a lot lighter than it really comes out, but you trust me, stay with me, it's actually going to all work out. I'm actually going to use just a standard contouring highlighting routine, blend this all in with a damp beauty blender, and as you can see right now, it is coming off very, very light. But notice that I have put this concealer on before I apply my foundation, and this is going to give me a nice underglow. It's not going to come out as ashy. It's not really going to come out as if I have too much concealer on, because I'm going to blend it all the way out with my Double Wear Bronze Foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations by Estee Lauder, and for those of you girls that have not tried it, you have to stop by an Estee Lauder counter. You can get you a 10-day supply to sample in your perfect shade, and let me tell you what, this makeup does go about 15 hours. Next, I'm actually going to set this with a translucent powder. This is not going to be an Estee Lauder powder. I didn't have that in sample, but I am just going to set it with a little bit of a translucent powder. So moving on. Next, you guys that have been following me for a little while have heard me talk about this Rich Mahogany. This is another Estee Lauder product. It is the Double Wear Rich Mahogany. It is technically a setting powder, but I do use it as a bronzer, and I'm just blending this out. Anywhere that I actually want to contour my face, I'm just using this powder. This is a great little technique for those of you girls that really like to bronze your face up. If you have a powder that is actually too deep, it can transition into a bronzer or a contouring powder. This is a matte powder, and for those of you girls that are around this shade, this is a great powder just to set your everyday makeup with. It really goes on very, very nicely, and it blends out extremely nicely as well. It keeps the skin dry, so therefore you're going to get longevity out of your makeup. Hence why they call it Double Wear. It does give you long wearing ability. I'm just going to blend this out, blend, 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 continue to blend, and this is sped up, but trust me, I blend a lot just to make sure that this contour is not harsh, and I think that's the beauty of the blend. Next, I'm actually going to use a blonde brow pencil by Estee Lauder. They have come out with a newer design. This is one of the older pencils that I have. I did like this design as well, and of course I had it in my stash. And you will see, I'm trying a new technique here. A lot of girls like to use kind of a tape method. I just grab something with a sharp edge, and I'm actually blending this out. I will leave the color range that I use in this palette in the description box, or possibly even on my blog. So check the description box and I'll tell you exactly where the shades are going to be linked. But of course, you know how you always get these cute little samples of eyeshadow colors, and they just kind of stay in your bathroom or in like a tub, or where you kind of keep the samples. And I just like to pull this out, and the shade was absolutely amazing. It blends out very, very nicely. Of course, you're getting very, very high-end quality with Estee Lauder, and I really have enjoyed this look. It does have a little bit of pop of plum, it has a little pop of blue, and I just continue to work in my normal method of how I create more of a smoky eye. But as you saw in the beginning of the video, it's a very, very wearable look. You can blend it out, smooth it out. You can actually intensify it. You can build it up. Just amazing, amazing quality with these Estee Lauder eyeshadows. So I'm just going to continue to blend, and for more instructions on how I create smoky eyes, I will actually link in the down bar, as well as how I create a smoky eye for smaller eyes. I think that is a really good tutorial that you can actually see and really get in-depthness on how I'm actually creating this smoky eye. But mainly blend, blend, blend. Keep your shape very, very sharp. You want to make sure you clean up as much as possible. And I again will tell you with these Estee Lauder shadows, because the quality is so amazing, the fallout was very, very minimal. And yes, I have to have my coffee. My hubby is bringing that to me. 11. But I'm just continuing to blend out, and you will see that I'm blend, blend, blend. I add and blend, add and blend. Next, I'm actually going to go into another Estee Lauder sample that I had. And this was kind of a bronzer highlighting palette, but I just kind of warm up the perimeter of my face. And then I'm actually going to use the Lash Primer. Again, this is an older model of the Lash Primer, but you'll see that it doubled as a Lash Primer for myself. And then I moved on to brows just to really set those brows in area. And then I pulled out one of my favorite mascaras by Estee Lauder. This is the Sumptuous Black Mascara. It is a volumizer mascara. It gives tons and tons of length. I like that it does that without creating clump. And then I'm popping on some of my newest favorite lashes, and then a sheer gloss. This is more of a crystallizing gloss, which is something really, really new for me, but I absolutely love how this look came out. So there you have the finalized look. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to follow me on Instagram at love_Kiani to receive daily beauty tips. Make sure that you pull out all your samples, girls, to see if you can create you a high-end look as I did here using these Estee Lauder samples. And make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos from me, Makeup by Kiani. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hugs and kisses. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.